Hello everybody, it's Brad at Yamaha Marine Center in Orange Park, just outside of Jacksonville, which is why we call ourselves Yamaha Marine Center of Jacksonville. 1515 Wells Road in Orange Park off 295. Today we just got a couple of boats in again. A lot's still looking empty, but we're filling it up day by day. 2021 Key West Sportsman 176cc. This particular boat is 17 feet 7 inches, 7'4" on the beam. Weighs about 1,300 pounds before the engine. Don't know how much those 90s weigh, but they can't be too heavy, a couple hundred pounds. Has a 15-degree dead rise and still carries a 12-inch draft, which is pretty cool. Fuel capacity, 40 gallons. See if we can get the camera to focus on this for you so you can see the pricing and all that too. But 40 gallons, recommended horsepower 90 to 115. 90 does a really good job on this boat, and we put the Baystar hydraulic steering on it. Not a ton of options. We added about $6,000 to this boat, most of it being electronics and things like that. But total price before trailer $37,825. Check with your local dealer because they will price things differently depending on where you're at. But a really nice little center console. We use them quite a bit, like intercoastal and like jetty fishing and stuff, but it handles rough water pretty well with that nice steep entry. Not a ton of straking on the boat. It seems to handle pretty well because that really aggressive chine all the way down through the back there really sheds the water well, and you got a little bit of flare up front to keep you dry running through the intercoastal. A lot more boat than the 1720. We usually stock both of them, but we stopped stocking the 1720 because once you board this boat from the 1720 feels a lot smaller, gunnel height, width. This boat doesn't rock as much. Got a nice integrated swim platform that is standard, and like I said, that 90 horse Yamaha with the Baystar steering that we added. So usually these are cable operated steering, but we added the hydraulic just to make it a little bit easier. All the rod holders on here are standard, so we didn't add those because it is kind of set up to be their fishing boat. So you do have a live well built in over on this side. It's a nice big live well actually, and then it looks like it's sealed all the way up through the top, even though that rod holder's poking in there, but that's all right. Down into the bilge, you have good access to your pumps, bilge pump, and then your through hole for your live well. Electronics transducer, we haven't installed it yet. You got these little steps back here, which are actually seats. We did get the cushion package for that, so that's nice. And then this is just storage and battery lug, main breaker, fuel water separator. So everything's really easy to get to because the boat being foam filled, you don't have a whole lot of in-deck type stuff as with most of the Key West, or pretty much all of them. It's probably the only thing I don't like about a foam filled boat, and besides they're hard to fix if you put a big enough hole in them. This seat's kind of nice, even though it's the basic flip-flop cooler seat. It's very functional, and then the backrest can flip this way if you're watching lines on the back of the boat. A lot of people enjoy that. This is probably the most basic gauge package that we do. So it's an analog gauge with a tack, speedo, and fuel. So you don't even get water pressure. All your warnings are just little flashing lights and stuff. So we try to keep the cost down on this one. We do have a Clarion stereo, which is an upgrade this year, a little auxiliary input, and I believe it's all Bluetooth and all that good stuff. And then a 64, I don't know if it's an SV or a CV Garmin, and the steering is tilt too, which is nice. Get it out of your way. But it might be just a CV for the down imaging. Standard switch package, nothing too special there. Access into your little storage here. You can put your cushions in there, battery trays. Got a decent amount of storage. And then coming forward on the front of the boat, pop-up cleats. That's nice on a boat this size. You don't see a ton of those. A little grab rail up front because there's a front cushion package as well. You can see from all the little snaps right there. Snap a cushion on there for you. And then a cooler up front. little half steps down here, which are kind of nice until it gets too rough and rocky. And then they might not be quite big enough. I'm a little dude, so my size 9-10 shoe fits on there well. More storage up front, lockable, which is nice. Keeps honest people honest. Dogs down nice. Anchor locker. And all of our boats we pretty much equip with trolling motor plugs. And all Key West come with an anchor. And we also provide you a Coast Guard kit with dock lines, anchor lines, all that kind of stuff. But if you have questions on this boat or any of the other limited pieces of inventory we have right now, or generic questions in general, feel free to call Brad or Barton, 904-644-7631, or you can get us online at YamahaMarineJAX.com.